Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and this is Frostpunk 2. That's right, this is probably my most anticipated upcoming city builder of 2024, and it's finally here. I finally get to play it, and I finally get to show it to you. Anyway, let's jump in to Frostpunk 2 and see what we've got going on. Now, as we do so, I should point out this video has been sponsored by AMD and 11-Bit Studios, and they want me to tell you that they're currently running a giveaway for one of their limited edition Frostpunk 2 Radeon 7700 XT graphics cards. You can check out a link to the game, Frostpunk 2, and indeed a link to the giveaway down in the description below. Thank you very much for sponsoring, and let's get right in to the video. So, this is it. This is Frostpunk 2. Now, there is a little bit of a prologue. The prologue is mostly tutorialize what is going on. However, this is the sort of first major level. This is Chapter 1, Scraping the Barrel, and it looks like there's a couple of chapters. I think it's 6 chapters in Frostpunk, and all of them are going to be brutally challenging. I have absolutely no doubt about that. What's going on the screen? Well, we've got some objectives up in the top left-hand corner. We've got some factions, very, very interesting stuff along the bottom here. We've got all of our resources up at the top, and crucially, we need to make sure that our heat is positive. At the moment, it is not positive, and in fact, if there's a negative in front of it, that means generally there's a little bit of improvement to be done. This is New London. This is my city, and a gorgeous, gorgeous city it is at that. However, we don't have a generator at the moment, or we don't have any fuel to fuel said generator. So we definitely need to get that all fixed up. It's currently deactivated, no fuel. We can fix that up. Frostbreak to a shallow coal seam and construct an extraction district. Indeed. So, whereas the original Frostpunk was very much about the sort of micromanagement of individual citizens, if you're coming to this game sort of straight from the original, then you'll notice that the numbers are much larger. This game is set after the sort of initial Frostpunk. Just, you know, it's a few years on, and in fact there's a little sort of prologue, as already mentioned. I have actually recorded the prologue without any commentary, just of me sort of playing through it. If you want to get sort of caught up on the lore, watch that. There's a couple of cutscenes that will get you up to speed pretty darn fast. Anyway, I've withered on long enough. Let's chat about the mechanics. Let's chat about getting down to business. So the first thing that we're going to be confronted with is frost breaking. Now, frost breaking is something that is going to allow us to extract a little bit of extra value from this sort of frozen tundra that is around. Now, there's a whole bunch of resources that are actually on the map already. We'll get to all of these in due course, but you can see there's like food and stuff over here, and we'll talk about all these other ones as we go. However, what we're really after the resources that are over here. Now, this is the coal. This is the coal resource that we're after, a shallow coal resource. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand all the way along here. Let's get these two. We can select 8 tiles. I think that's pretty darn good. And we will dispatch the frost breakers in order to go and do that. So this is teams of workers that have got heavy equipment that are going to go and do this. It's going to temporarily take 200 of our workforce. That's this number up here, out of commission, and it's also going to use 30 heat stamps. So we need to keep in mind that is this heat stamps. Very important. A very important resource that we need to always try and make sure is positive. But hey ho, either way, let's get to work on that, shall we? And we will make that all happen. Let's unpause and see what's going on. There we go. The frost breakers are converging. That is grand. Now, up at the top here, we have got a couple of, I guess, different modifiers or different notices to roughly determine how good or how bad our city is doing. There is notable cold. Yeah, I mean, you know, this kind of looks like an environment where cold would be at least notable. Extremely increased by heat scarcity and extremely increased by shelter scarcity. Now, up at the top here, we have got our most important resources. This is shelter, and as you can see at a glance, we ain't doing so good on shelter. There's an unfulfilled desire for 70 people, or 70 more homes, I should say, to house all of the people that currently don't have homes. And we can do that. Like, we can do that relatively easily. We click this button here, and instead of constructing individual buildings, we can actually construct districts. So, for example, there is a housing district which we could look to get. And there's a couple of different places that we can build it, as long as the ground has been frost broken. So, for example, we can build it up here. I'm not interested in doing that, because there are bonuses to building it in certain places. For example here, sheltered from the wind, we're actually going to ensure that the district is a little bit hotter, which means that we don't really need to worry about heating it as much as we otherwise would. So let's get that built right over there. We'll at least start the process of curing our housing issue. I will say, there are requirements and construction requirements for each and every district. For example, the housing district will cost us 200 workforce, 40 heat stamps, and 200 prefabs. Prefabs are the resources that we use to build districts. And it's going to require an ongoing commitment of 200 workers in order to make it run, and the same with heat. It's going to cost us 40 heat on an ongoing basis to run. So we need to be super careful that we don't sort of overextend and sort of go too deep in. I'm also going to get some more frost breaking. Let's get some more frost breaking over here. I'd look to get a sort of maybe additional. I mean, maybe we just build our second. Maybe we just build our second housing district over here. Let's maybe not overcomplicate things. Let's just get it built. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Boom. And we'll queue that up. And after this frost breaking has finished over here, then we shall, hopefully, be able to make some progress in the coal department. So, we built a housing district. What other districts do we have? We've got a food district, which will produce, you guessed it, food. We've got an extraction district, which actually extracts all different types of resources. So it's going to allow us to construct prefabs from these areas over here. It's going to allow us to extract materials from over here. And most crucially, it's going to allow us to extract coal from over here. We've got an industrial district, which is going to process materials into prefabs or goods. We'll get to that in a little bit. And we've got logistics districts, which are special districts that you can only build in certain locations, such as, I think, over here, I believe. Yeah, build a logistics district here to access the Frostland, which is going to allow us to explore the sort of bigger map, which is very, very exciting indeed. Right, let's get to extraction. So an extraction district is... If I build it over 2 of these, is that gonna be too bad? I think we'll do that. Sure. Let's build an extraction district over 2 of the coal deposits. That's fine. And let's unpause and let things get built. So I think we have queued up everything here, with the exception of the generator, and we need to wait. We need to wait for a little bit of coal before we're able to turn on the generator. Now, the whole point of this chapter, at least my understanding of this chapter, is that we want to convert New London from being a sort of coal, a downtrodden, coal-run city into a sleek, as sleek as you can be, and I guess the frozen wasteland, a sleek, an oil-driven heat system and an oil-driven economy. That's definitely what we're going for. Let's jump into 3 times speed, because I'm waiting a long time for this. There we go. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So you can see that we're retaining a lot of the sort of circular feel from Frostpunk 1, even though we're not really operating with circles. We're operating with hexagons. Either way, our extraction facility is about to come online right over here, which is great. That's going to give us plus 120 coal. It's not actually enough. Can you believe that? It's not going to be enough to power... it's not going to be enough to power our... Or will it, actually? We'll see. Okay, good work, Steward. We've secured a new coal deposit. It's part of the last vein in New London. Indeed it is. There's still some deposits left, but it won't last for long. We need to improve our mining to use it efficiently, but the city's communities are voicing different ideas how to do it. We need to decide whose ideas are worth pursuing. Indeed, we do. So yeah, where's that going to leave us in terms of heat? It's going to 130 coal in, 130 heat out. So we still have, believe it or not, we still have a little bit of a coal deficit there. That's not exactly ideal. That's not exactly ideal. We can expand an existing housing district, build a research institute, and research an idea for new coal mines. Indeed, I will do that. Okay, what have we got? We have got the ability to expand the housing district. I mean, do I want to Do I want to do this? We have to click on it and go expand. There we go. Provide an additional building slot. I can build it up here. And I believe the great thing about expanding up here is that it's still going to get the bonus of being sheltered from the wind because it is a whole sort of district-wide bonus. So we'll get that expanded. That's quite nice. Is that going to solve our housing problem entirely? I think it might, actually. We'll also build a research institute and we'll start the process of researching. Oftentimes in Frostpunk, I find that you're really penalized by not making decisions. So if I'm paused, that's all good and well. But if you're playing Frostpunk for yourself, and this is on officer difficulty, this is the sort of main difficulty that I think the game is meant to be played at, you just kind of want to make decisions and just go for it. That is my advice to you. Right. So, we can also construct individual buildings, we can build a research institute, and we can also build a council hall. I think we'll actually have an objective to build the council hall. But I guess we can build it now. But for now, let's get a research institute, and I think, do we need to put that? I think we can put that in this district, but I think we need to put it. I think we need to put it down. I think we need to put it down after this district has been expanded. Yeah, I think we do. Right, let's let things sort of go. Let's also get some more exploration done. We need to get more extraction done. We basically want to try and fulfill our food objective. We want to try and fulfill our material objective. These materials are actually already exploitable. These resources are actually already exploitable as well. So let's not dilly-dally. There we go. Let's get a pretty big farm over there. Excellent. Now, that is a bigger farm. It's going to produce, effectively, proportionately less. But it's going to last longer because it's over 3 sources. There we go. That's looking pretty darn good. And let's also get another extraction district over here as well. Good. Okay. So that's gonna cure a few of our issues. We do still have... I don't want to say a serious amount of problems, but we do have some issues. We'll get that housing district expanded. That's good, and then we'll start on research, which is real nice. Let's go into fast forward mode, and let's see what's happening. Okay, housing district has been expanded. Can we build a research institute? We absolutely can, and we can build it in this district. I'm going to do that. That's a very, very important building to get established. And I'd also like to try and find myself some additional coal deposits. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? We can obviously build. We've unlocked this. We've unlocked the shallow coal seam. But we can't build an extraction district on it because there's not enough cells to finish a district. We have to fulfill the six cells. So we're going to have to expand this here. Let's get this expanded as much as we possibly can. Ideally, we want to hit all of the good coal seams. There's also, by the way, by the looks of things, there's also another area over here, minus 20% heat, but additional shelter. Okay, there's also a shelter. There's a good area to build houses down there. That's quite nice. We don't want to be building housing too near extraction sites because that is bad. That will increase squalor. And that's tracked up at the top here, as I said in these notifications. Hunger is fine. We're fine at the moment. Disease is increased by being extremely cold, but we'll fix the extreme cold by hopefully getting a little bit of additional coal. Squalor is fine. Crime is significantly increased by the lack of goods scarcity. Yeah, we should probably sort that out. We can probably sort that out, but we'll probably just wait a hot minute. Although that being said, I mean, we could just get an industrial district and just do it. Yeah. Sure. It's going to kind of loop around this district over here. I'm completely fine with that. We've got 800 workers at the moment. That is fine. We're fine with this. We are chill. Haha, we're chill with this. This is good. Okay, let's let the game progress a little bit further on. Brilliant. Okay, where's that gotten us? We're still short of a few houses. We are still short of food. We're short of materials, and we are still short of goods, but that's because this hasn't finished up yet. And we're also, very importantly, still short of heat. Frostpunk's a game all about balancing resources, ins and outs. You're never going to satisfy anyone, but we can certainly do a darn sight better than what we've got at the moment. Should have also said we've got a little bit of a temperature decrease happening in a couple of days, so we need to be on the lookout for that. Also, from time to time, little sort of bubbles will pop up, and they will give us a little bit of flavor text about what is going on in the city, a little bit of sort of connection to the people that are living in this frosty hellhole. People are hopeful that there's a future for them after all. Very well. May your life be warm, and the winds spare your paths. Excellent. Okay, Research Institute. Let's get this bad boy completely finished. Brilliant. We can now research new ideas. The communities of New London have different perspectives. You may not be able to please everyone. Indeed. I'll make my own decisions, or I'll keep this in mind. I'd love to make my own decisions. Let's have a little look. We need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issues. They'll only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Okay, cool. All right, so we've got coal mines here. Coal mines, there are a couple of different ways that we can tackle the coal mines. And these coal mines, or these ideas, I should say, are linked to our factions in our city. For example, the Frostlanders. The Frostlanders want to dust coal mine. Mining operation where residue coal dust is sucked up and compressed into briquettes to make maximum use of resources. It costs 400 resources. It gives 150 coal. Disease is slightly increased. There's a 20 material demand. That's not too bad. New Londoners want explosives to rapidly exploit coal deposits generating noxious fumes. Squalor's increased. I mean, I like dust coal mine. Or they want blasting coal mine. Okay, so two factions want to blast. I mean, it's probably... Ooh, look at that. There's different reasons why they support it. It's probably not a bad idea to do the thing that the majority wants. But I don't really want to be increasing squalor. But you know what? Hey ho, we're gonna start the process of researching that. Research is going to pop off down in the bottom corner over there. We need to get ourselves a brand new extraction district. That is absolutely what we need to do. And ideally, we need to try and hit as many coal zones as possible. Sure. That'll be fine. We can expand again if we want to go over that way. We still have 400 workers. What do I want to solve? I mean, I can get another housing district. It only requires 200 people. I'm going to have to frost break somewhere first. Actually, that's maybe not true. I could maybe get, like, around here. The problem with building around here is that is going to... Oh, no, I tell you what. Food doesn't count as a polluted area. So, you know what? Yeah, let's build it in proximity to our existing housing area, and that should be fine. Let's do it. Alternatively, I'm realizing that... we can cancel this construction, which I very well may do, because I did forget that we can just expand this bad boy. It requires 50 heat stamps, and we don't have 50 heat stamps. That is slightly problematic. You know what? Just finish this. We're gonna need the extra capacity anyway. That's fine. What we can also do is we can also sort of scale it down, which is totally fine. And in fact, yeah, I don't even think expanding this would give us enough. It would give us an additional five houses, which is just, you know, is just not enough. We need 25 houses. So that's fine. Right, what's going on here? Tension is severe, greatly increased by the notable cold. That's okay. We're getting on top of that situation. We don't need to worry about tension too much. We're all good. We're researching a new idea for coal. This is good. We've got some heat stamps. They're coming in. We've done a lot of expansion. We're only on week 15, you know, week 16. This is fine. Let's go into fast forward mode and let's get... There we go. Great. The cold should start to decrease, which is great. Now, any other buildings that we can get? We can get a council hall. I would love to get a council hall. That is very important, or it will be very important for a couple of things that we're doing. We're about to solve housing. Great. And we will improve our coal situation even further as soon as we get ourselves this research finished here. Excellent. I am 100% out of workers, though. Like, absolutely 100% out of workers, which does not necessarily bode well at all. Prefabs, we're getting a lot of prefabs. We're extracting resources here. It's not a huge amount, I gotta be honest. There's still a massive deficit. There's demand in all of the extraction districts. And we do have a stockpile, but it is being worn down. In fact, we got a stockpile of both food and materials, and they're both being worn down. Right, the council gathers for the first time. We can now vote on laws. This is very, very exciting. I really, really love this about Frostpunk 2. I love the way that it works. Based on your handling of the coal crisis, the first decision is whether you should maintain your role as steward. I've fixed the crisis. The crisis is fixed. Hopefully the people decide to keep me. If they don't, we're going to be in trouble. But we can always do some politics. Be careful. If you fail, this will be the end of your rule. And in some ways, maybe it is easier just to go out on a high. Right, I am tolerated. This is good. People are divided. This is fine. So 22 people are for me, and 13 are against me. 65 are hesitant. So we could just, we could just toss it. We could just toss it to fate. But what we can do is we can try and negotiate with the different factions. So, New Londoners, Stalwarts, or Frostlanders. Who do I want to negotiate with? Well, New Londoners, these two groups I am satisfying. These guys are for me. That's fine. These guys are mostly hesitant. So let's negotiate with the New Londoners and see what they want. Vote for. I want them to vote for me. And what do they want in return? They want city development effort. Everyone must support the production of prefabs to help the expansion of the city. Main district produces a small amount of prefabs. This is a step towards progress. Okay. Or perhaps they want me to research something. A mechanized sawmill. I don't think I want to do that. Or research automated logistics bay. Logistics bay where machines manufacture expedition equipment. It's pretty good, but again, the workforce is just not something that we have. But look, I will get their support, and all I need to do is introduce a silly little law that will hopefully make things a little bit more tolerable. Okay. We can sustain this. We can sustain this. Totally, very, very happy. Let us vote. I love this. I love this design. I think it's so cool. It's a sort of visual representation of how many people are voting for me. The law has been passed. Congrats to me, I guess. I'm still the steward of New London, which is great. Okay. We're still researching this. We're at 63%. That's fine. Research an idea for a new coal mine. Yep, we're doing that. Pass the city development effort. So we can't actually take another vote, I believe. Council's in recess for another wee while. But when that is done, we should be able to move forward. Oh, we've got all of these different sort of like paths down here. We've got progress, we've got merit, and we've got tradition. Very, very cool indeed. Okay, I actually think we're fine. On the whole, things are okay. We're researching the blasting coal mine. The buildings, we've got all of the different buildings that we want. We can construct some different hubs. Hubs will allow us to stockpile additional resources. A heating hub. Lowering heat demand in neighboring districts. That's pretty cool. A fuel stockpile allows us to stockpile fuel, materials, goods, etc. Allow us to stockpile all of those resources if indeed we want to. We have got 5 absent workforce, presumably from sickness, but that is completely fine. Right, a drill sergeant. The generator is revered and respected by the stalwarts. Excellent. That's good. That's good. We like that. I can also do some shenanigans. So if the Frostlanders are unhappy with me, and they generally are happy with me, I can make them a promise, and that will improve my relations with them. Or I can grant them the agenda, and that will allow this faction to choose the next law that is voted on in the council chamber. Alternatively, I can raise some money from these guys, the heat stamps from them, which will really significantly deteriorate my relations, which is honestly maybe not the worst thing in the world to do. It's just something that I can do. Mobilize enforcers? Ooh. Requires favorable or better relations, but it's going to allow me to do stuff. Publicly announce your support for this faction. I don't think that would really necessarily suit me well. I mean, it would allow me to... they will gain members and potentially secure additional seats in the council. I think we're going to come across some pretty gnarly factions. I know that there are some I know that there are some sort of like religious sort of zealot style factions that we need to be kind of wary of, and the impact that they have in the city. So we just need to, you know, we just need to think about that. Yeah, I really want the council to be up. I really want to see what we've got happening in the council. Right, the ideas. Fantastic. New building proposed by New Londoners. Great. Do I need to build that as a specific building? I do. Requires 105 more workforce. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't really have the workforce right now. We can always... I tell you what, why don't I turn down the level of extraction that is happening here in order to get the blasting coal mine. We don't necessarily... Let's build it over... It costs the same. It's going to give us the same. Let's do it over there just in case it has a knock-on effect to the housing district. But this is fine, honestly. All things considered, let's let that get built. This is obviously working at decreased efficiency, but we've got a massive stockpile to get through. Okay, we must explore the Frostland to find more fuel. And indeed, that's what this is all about. Build a logistics district on the old way station, which I believe is over here. Am I going to be able to... Frostbreak? I am. This is the old way station over there. Yeah, let's get Frostbreaking to try and get out there. Is that an efficient use of direction? Not really. Let's go this way. We're going to have to do it in 2 parts, but that's completely fine. We're very okay with that. 5 sick people have returned to work. Great. Honestly, we are building a massive stockpile. That blasting coal mine has made a huge difference. That's really, really good. And in fact, if I wanted to sort of underclock this deposit... In fact, just turn it off entirely, we could absolutely do that. And that would allow me... to return this... to maximum, which is still negative, but it's better than being so negative, you know? Either way, let's Frostbreak a little bit more. I want to unlock this, and we'll just unlock some tiles around here. That's completely fine. Besides, we're going to need an excess workforce anyway when we finish Frostbreaking this, because we're going to try and build ourselves the logistics district, which is going to require 400 workers to be free at all times anyway. All right. Get that down. Get that built. This is looking good. This is looking good. And we can toggle this on at any time if we need it, which is quite nice. Right, still goods, not happening at all. But that's fine. Okay, the council. The council is officially up and running. Now, here's where things get kind of cool. I absolutely love this. So, we've promised something to the Frostlanders. Rule, guard enforcers, guided voting unlocks a guided voting procedure, which greatly increases the odds of passing a law in council. That sounds amazing. Captain's authority. Your people will only consider appointing you captain if times become truly dire. Ooh. Okay, so this is kind of like a dictator, a potential dictator path. Either way, we're not really interested in that. I'm interested in promising the, or delivering the law that I promised to the, what was it? The city development? It was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. So it's supported by most people. We can only have one of these in play at once in the city, I believe. So the main district is going to produce a small amount of prefabs. We could also get expedition supports. Heat demand is decreased slightly. I mean, all of them are pretty decent. Let's propose this law. That's fine. And honestly, we'll just throw it out to a vote immediately because I know that it's going to pass. It's going to pass pretty comfortably, I would expect. 51 required. Hear ye, hear ye. It's passed. Relations with New Londoners improves and trust rises. This meter at the bottom here is overall trust, which is quite nice. Okay, and just as I did that, we completed the logistics station, which is going to unlock a big old map. This is fantastic. I love this. And what we are going to do is we're going to explore a little bit. Welcome these people back to the city or come back later. Yes, come, please. Please, absolutely. That's great. So, I should explain. This logistics depot is going to give us 15 Frostland teams. Now, what we did is we used 5 Frostland teams in order to bring these people back, and if I want to explore over here, it's going to require 10 Frostland teams. Frostland dwellers, lots and lots of resources, a few cores. That's cool. Highlands, 20 teams. We don't have 20 teams. Let's go up here. Sure. Okay, and then that's just gonna happen. They're just gonna do their thing, and that is great. We're also going to need to try and get some additional houses. I'm gonna probably see if I can try and get. You know what? Am I gonna undercook this as well here? I'm gonna do that. That's gonna allow me to frost break. It's gonna allow me to frost break in here, and this is what we want. We absolutely want the ability to get more better houses. Yeah, nice. Do that. Okay. Frostbreak, and then we'll look to build some housing over there. We still have a positive coal surplus, which is nice. Very nice. And we're doing a whole bunch of exploration. It looks like the people have just arrived at just the wrong moment, just in time for it to get colder. And now we have a massive, massive, massive deficit. However, we do have a much larger workforce with which to work from. So let's crank up the buildings here. And now we're only slightly negative. And in fact, I could actually build another blasting coal mine. It's going to cost me a few resources to make it happen, but I think it's worthwhile to do in order to ensure that we actually do like manage to make things work. Heat-wise, I want to try and keep people hot. Even if I can't keep them fed, I want to try and keep them hot. Right. Let's get this housing district down. We need 40 heat stamps. What I'm going to do, the stalwarts absolutely love me. I'm gonna be a little bit rude, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to take some heat stamps away from you. I'm really sorry, but, you know, needs must, and we need to provide. There we go. Beautiful. Over here, sure. Do I want to build there? Sure. Yeah, whatever. Fine. Get it built. Okay. How is our expedition going? Expedition is going well. It's going to take a long time, though. And we have five Frostland teams available at the moment. I don't think any area that we want to explore is going to require less than 5. No. It's going to require 10 minimum. That's fine. Okay, what's next? What's next on the cards? Well, first things first, we've got a little objective over here. Lack of a law regulating childhood is causing tension to rise throughout the city. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. We have another council session in 6 weeks. That's fine. I'd really quite like to solve. I'd quite like to solve either materials or food, and/or goods, to be honest. Do we have any? We've got food over here. If I was to. Yeah, okay, we'll build there. There's definitely another opportunity for another housing district in here. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, there's another idea tree. Yeah, I forgot about that. Housing insulation. What do we got? New Londoners, stalwarts agree with this idea. Base heat demand of housing districts is decreased. It's going to cost me 50 heat stamps. Asbestos lining. Okay. Everybody loves asbestos lining. Apparently. Let's go for it. Let's get asbestos lining started at least. And then maybe in like 50 years we're going to discover the true drawbacks to using asbestos. We are going to run out of materials very, very shortly. I'm really, really hoping that we don't have to endure that for much longer. I'm going to undercook the extraction district over here. That's going to give me a little bit more room to play around. I need 600 workforce in order to get an extraction district, and I need materials, and I need materials desperately. Right, let's get this frost broken. Let's get it broken at least, and then we can look to find our materials somehow. Yeah, this is going to have a knock-on effect to everything. As soon as we run out of materials, yeah, it's gonna start really having a knock-on effect to everything. Yeah, not good. Not good. Not good. We're now officially in deficit territory. That is negative. Negative in the coal department now. This is fine, though. This is fine. We are quite low on housing. I could expand you here. We don't really have any space. I could expand you here because we don't need like a lot of additional space. Let's do it. And what do I need for an extraction district? Which I am really very, very keen to do. 600 workforce. You know what? Let's undercook food a little bit. We're going to have to undercook that twice, unfortunately, but that's fine. Needs must. It also reduces our demand of materials, which is quite nice. I need 40 heat stamps. I'm not sure that I can raise funds from you again so soon. I am going to raise funds from you. Oh wow, there's a huge number of heat stamps from there. I suppose it is a much larger sort of proportion of the city. It makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, I think if we keep a barrier of 1 away, then we should be fine. We shouldn't have to worry too much about that. We will redo this if we can. We can't. We can't even afford the number of people. That sucks. Okay. How are my Frostland teams doing? Not too bad. Alright. Feral children. Persistent lack of a law regulating childhood is causing crime and tension. Percentage of active workers is increased. Yes, you'll have 30 weeks to pass either family apprenticeships or mandatory school. Yes, please. Let's do that. And let's go and immediately pass that. Let's see. Family apprenticeships or percentage of active workers increased. I think family apprenticeships is better. People are divided on how we handle this, though. We're going to have to negotiate on this. They won't negotiate. It's against their worldview. Okay, I love it. I'm fine with that. Let's say vote for this and grant agenda or enact a law. Fund projects is going to cost me 375 heat stamps. I don't really want that. I think instead we're going to go for mass-produced goods. It's going to take a little while for it to happen, but we'll manage. Okay, good. The delegates have spoken, and indeed they have. Trust rises, and hopefully, there we go. Look at that, a huge increase in the number of workers that we've got. Let's cook that up by 1. Excellent. Just so we're positive. And food-wise, let's get that maxed out as well. We are working on. We're working on this currently. There we go. Where does that take us to? Wow. Nowhere near where we need to be, honestly. Nowhere near. We're not in a good place with regards to wood. Expand or build new districts to get more materials. Yeah. Yeah. I know. We are low on the old materials. The good news is we're fine for food though. So that's good at least. That's good. Council's still in recess. We're almost done with this expedition. And that is hopefully going to bring us some exciting news. New passive boost proposed by New Londoners. Indeed. Indeed it is. Is there something that I need to do in order to get that enacted? I think it just provides the passive bonus as is. Nice. Okay. What else? Food energy efficiency, generator upgrade requires, this all requires oil, which we don't have. Advanced coal mines. 300 coal outputs. Advanced blasting coal mine. Probably an advanced blasting coal mine, right? Yeah. Let's start the process of researching that. And let's have a little look at what is going on in the Frostland here. Okay. Oops. So what's happening here? The others. In a cavern near the bay, we found a disturbing sight. Bodies in sturdy Frostland gear laid side by side, left to freeze, with black oil markings over their closed eyes. Okay, we will investigate this. What about this? A fishing village. Take the Frostlanders in. I absolutely will take the Frostlanders in. Yes, please. And harvest the resources. Sure. I think, unfortunately, that's going to mean that we're going to be delayed getting to this area over here, but that's fine. It's not necessarily the end of the world. We do need to think about... Oh, look at that. We can actually... We can see the map. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, we need to solve our material crisis, to be honest. I have not got an idea as to where I want to build more material depots. Probably over here. Sure. I guess round the back of there. We need to pass mass-produced goods as well. I completely forgot about that, but we will get that done.
Don't shield your apprentice from the dangerous aspects of
Okay.
your job.
Shelter and heat. Let's get this all unlocked here too. And in fact, let's maybe be clever about this. See if I can try and split the difference. We've got 1,300 workers. Yeah, I completely forgot that I had the new workers coming in. The good news is, for fuel, we're doing good. We're doing good for fuel. You down here, you have been expanded, but I need to frost break in order to make this work. Yeah, let's frost break up here. Frost break over there as well. In fact, we could frost break more places. We actually legitimately are bringing in a positive amount of food. That is great news. And actually, for fuel, we're not doing too badly either, if I do indeed say so myself. 2 weeks left on the council recess. That's fine. Let's get this secondary extraction district. Deep frozen forest. Excellent. And we're going to get the heat synergy, which is quite nice because we're next to an existing district. So hopefully we're not going to end up spewing out as much heat as we otherwise would. Let's finish up with the frost breaking over here. Great. And start construction of a brand new district. Ideally, with these sweet, sweet heat adjacency bonuses that will allow me to get... There we go. Looking good. Maybe not necessarily enough housing, but it'll get us close, I think. Oh yeah, I've frostbroken this, so I can start on another housing district, which I'm immediately going to do. I'm going to get that built right over there, too. Okay, this is starting to look extensive and convoluted. Crime in the city has risen. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine. Not exactly over the moon about it, but it's okay. We've got 10... We've got 10 people. Let's see if we can try and launch an expedition over there and explore. That's looking good. Immediately get on that. We can be quite happy about our food situation. We really can. Infectious agents, the first crack. Uh-oh. A small group of Frostlanders refuse to be obsessed. Allow mandatory checkups. Ban mandatory checkups. Do not interfere. Relations worsen with all communities. No one can afford to be bashful. Sorry, but, you know, we have to do what best suits the entirety of the city. That's life. Resource deposit is nearly depleted. What have we got over here? We got prefabs. But if I pass mass-produced goods, which I am going to do, like, right now, I hope, that is going to allow me to... No, I must already be producing goods in the city center, then that's fine. You know what? I'll just propose this immediately. We'll just vote for it. I mean, we know that it's going to pass because people are generally for it. It's going to pass the the 51 mark, which is amazing. Hear ye, hear ye. Excellent. Relations with New Londoners improves, which is what we love to see. Okay, let's finish some of the construction that we've got going on. There we go. We actually now have a housing surplus. We've got a food surplus, and our materials are a lot less dire, which is great. I think one additional district dealing with materials would be very, very good indeed. Let's look to get that. Let's look to get that sorted. Nice. This is probably going to make, I would say, 2 or 3 districts over the course of time. We'll probably just immediately frost break again. Give ourselves a little bit more space to play around with. Yeah, you know what? That's pretty decent. As decent goes, that's pretty good. Okay, so one more district I think will probably solve our issues. We still need to find a permanent source of fuel, but I know for a fact that we can find a permanent source of fuel over here if we're clever about it. Because as I say, the first and initial sort of tutorial level, the prologue, is set at the Dreadnought. Again, you can check that out, linked down in the description below. I've uploaded it with a, you know, just sort of for lore reasons. You can also see my attempt at the level. It's an unlisted video on the channel. But if you want to see it, if you want to see what we're going to hopefully discover somewhere over there, you can check that out. Okay, Squalor is growing. Ensure a steady supply of materials. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I'm on it, video game. Extraction district requires 600 workforce. Well, I'll tell you what, let's roll back the food a little bit. Roll back the food. We're still food positive, which is great. Okay, we just must have lost a few workers there. Don't know what happened, but it's fine. Extraction district. Right. Let's do that. Let's do that for a reason which will become clear in just a sec. I'm going to have to frost break again over here to get access to more tiles. But if I do that, then it's going to allow me to keep my heat costs down a little bit, which is good. There we go. Excellent. Are we... we're so close to being positive. We're so flippin' close to being positive. I finished my research. That was good. I got the advanced coal mines, which is quite nice. Heat dispatcher or food energy efficiency. Base heat demand of food districts is significantly decreased. No one else shares this idea. Let's get that research then. Absolutely. Queue it up. Get it done. Councils inspired people to suggest new ideas about the city's future. And also... a new voice. We've got some pilgrims. 524 Frostlanders have organized in a faction. And they've got some ideas. Adaption. The generator is a monument to arrogance. We must cast it off, adapt, and be free. Okay, these guys are gonna be slightly problematic. I can envision. We're almost out of coal, which provides us with a little bit of a benefit, in the sense that, well, there's no benefit to being out of coal, but it's going to sort of produce, it's going to force us towards new stuff. Right, deposits running low, yeah. Ooh, what do I want to do? The first coal deposits are about to run out. Lay explosives. Access the lower levels with explosives. Available coal node deposits will increase by 10%. Recruit child volunteers. Available coal null deposits will increase by 15%. I'm sorry, but it's time for the children to go down the mines. The children yearn for them. Okay. Good news. We have finished exploring this area here, which is grand. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Colder season, heat demand is increased. That's fine. We'll deal with that in just a second. A mangled cart. Salvage the parts. Come back later. You know what? Come back later. We'll deal with that in just a sec. An old dreadnought. We found oil. We're going to be able to build a new colony on this site. Happy days. That's amazing. And then also... oil cistern. Okay. Yeah, this is where Frostpunk 2 sort of is set aside from the original. We're able to set up distinct individual colonies, which is just so unbelievably cool. Now, as I've already sort of highlighted... ooh. I don't respect the dead. I'm sorry. Black gold. This will save the city. Indeed, it will. Let's connect up... let's connect up a path here. How do I do this? Ah, there we go. Perfect. And we'll connect up a path here to here. Cost not met. Oh, we don't have the teams yet. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can create a colony here, which is unbelievably cool. I'm really looking forward to doing that. That is nice. Okay, let's go into 3 times speed. I want to get things moved along here. Have we built the path yet? I think we might have built the path. Right over to there. Excellent. Beautiful. And that will take no time at all, hopefully. Amazing. And with that, we should be able to send colonists. Requires 20 Frostland teams. Ah, darn. Okay, we need slightly more Frostland capability. Now, I don't think... Actually, tell you what. If I expand here 3 slots, which I will do. That's fine. That's a food district. That's okay. Yeah, I expand that over there. Is that going to give me access to 5 more Frostland teams? It totally does. That's now got a total output of 20 Frostland teams. Now, we're currently using 5 of our Frostland teams in order to get food, but we can turn that off, and instead we can send them over here. Oh, we require a core. Oh, I need to go and do this. Salvage the parts. Excellent. That's gonna take a little while. I guess we'll keep these guys on the job for now. I don't want to do an expedition. I want to get this colony up and running. I'm really very, very keen to do that. We've also got fire in the shaft. After we deal with the crisis, blast in the coal mine will ensure these accidents do not supply. Ooh, we'll save the deposit. Some child miners will die or evacuate the workers.
Memorial will be held this evening.
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It is very important that we maintain the city. We had to do it. The city would have frozen. The city would have frozen. We are so low on coal. We are so low on coal, and there is not enough of it to go around, quite frankly. But the good news is, everything else is positive. Everything else is positive, which is great. Have I got 20... Have I got my 20 workers back yet? Oh, yes, I do. Right, stop you, and immediately send the colonists. Let's go. Happy days. Construction weeks, 15 weeks time. Amazing. You'll love to see it. And this is going to be a proper colony. This is going to be great. Districts is deactivated. Let's demolish it then. Absolutely. Get rid of it.
Of the latest goods are now available. Order at your local grocer.
I can't even increase. Wow, we just do not have the people. We just do not have the people at all to make this work. What's going on here? We've saved the blasting coal mine from fire. Yeah, well done. Well done. It's important. The good news is it's about to get a little bit warmer, which means that my coal is about to become a little bit less stressed. We're still going to be low on the stuff, but at least it's not going to be bad. Squalor is minor, crime is minor, temperature is about to get 10 degrees warmer, which is great. It's lovely, and we are also expecting something to happen here. Oh yeah, I probably should get some research on the go, eh? Pump jacks? Sure. Let's work on that. 1,400 people more live in the city. Indeed, that is the case. How are we getting on over here? Construction time is still ongoing. We're almost done. We're almost done there. New London is I don't want to say it's looking frayed, but it is looking a little bit frayed.
Routine maintenance work is underway.
The good news is, well, it's not good news really, but the food, let's get that cranked up to the max. Goods we're fine, mostly fine for. Coal we're very fine for. Let's actually crank this down again. We want to be positive in coal, but we don't want to be super positive. That cranked up. That cranked up. Oh yeah, I tell you what, we should be producing goods here. I don't know why we're not producing goods there. I probably should have set that to produce goods. We've got the option to produce prefabs, which is very, very useful, don't get me wrong. But I thought we were producing goods. Goods will allow us to reduce squalor, which is not actually, like, a problem per se. It's just, you know, something that we don't want to have happen. There we go, get that increased. Beautiful. That's an extraction district. We're fine for this. Extraction district. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're fine for most districts right now. Housing district. Yeah, honestly, we're good. We're good. Let's get this colony done. It's actually officially up and running. Brilliant. And this is like an entirely brand new city, which is really, really cool. So we've only got one faction here. This is the colonist faction. Transfer at least 75 oil. Okay, so there's a little sort of thingy up here. We can now select what resources we want to transfer. Of course, we don't actually have any resources over here. What have we got around? We've got some oil down here, oil over there, and we have a generator actually in the dreadnought. We need houses. We need food production as well, I would imagine, but we can probably like bring that in from New London if we want to. We've got 3,000 population, 1,900 workers. Let's do a little bit of frost breaking because I'd like to get access to these resources. That's already uncovered there. That's fine. This seems like a pretty decent place to build houses, so we'll probably look to try and do that. There's a little bridge across here. That's fine. Let's also get access to the oil reserves down at the bottom there. Excellent. And let's immediately get into the business of extracting. I don't like the proximity. I don't like the proximity of an extraction district to a non-extraction district. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a wider berth here. Maybe it seems like a little bit of a waste of time, but I think it'll be well worth it in terms of what it'll net us. Let's also continue down here. Brilliant. Yeah, so the extraction district can now be situated quite comfortably away from where I will put the first housing district. Not necessarily all the housing districts, but housing district over here. Obviously in nice close proximity to the generator. So we get that sweet, sweet bonus. Very, very good. Okay, and an additional extraction district, because I really don't care about anything here, with the exception of oil. So this generator can be turned on, much like the generator at the big old New London place. In fact, we can get that turned on. Boom. Great. Happy days. Both factions started thinking about how to use oil when it reaches New London. When it does, we will have to decide. I see. Indeed, we will. We are getting plus 75, or plus 65, I should say now. Stockpile is full. Okay, so we could build a fuel stockpile if we wanted to. Now, a fuel stockpile will, yeah, proximity, workforce demand in neighboring districts is decreased. So if we do that right over here, then it's going to cost us 10% less, and it's also going to allow us to stockpile even more oil resource, which is quite nice. I'm going to move the resources between between the old Dreadnought. So what do we got here? We've got fuel. Let's go 120 fuel. Let's go the 75. Let's go the 75. I mean, we've got massive stockpiles, but also if we transfer the 75, fuel flows. Excellent. We must decide. If we transfer the 75, then it'll allow me to complete my objective, which is very, very nice. But that now means that New London is officially up and running on the old oil. And that went, I don't want to say smoothly, but that went not too badly. That went not too badly at all. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be wrapping things up right about now. If you want to see more, please do let me know in the comments down below. I love Frostpunk too.
Huge thank you to AMD for sponsoring this video and for 11-Bit Studios for the code. Check out the graphics card giveaway down in the description below, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.